ngihamba yeah so that aziphela ugogo ukuthi singobani angithi ugogo uye yedwa khona namhlanje bahambile abanye bathi baye bamithini mina sisithanda imidlalose lona uHobi Mokoni lapha emuva kunozakhele nangephakamisizana yeah and then ngapha ngaphambili introduce ngapha ngaphambili uchief director wethu uPetrolela Lindas ngapha la ngathi kuGrey khona uLizzy Matabane and then sinama trainers wethu ama partners wethu bazibangelela partners ishon phela ukuthi ngobani Brenda Mali PMB ngazile ukuthi uzoza neDor from where from Schoolnet South Africa uyayazi Schoolnet ngezwa ngayo ukhona la seNewcastle uyazi wena umuntu wakithi wena sekhaya la emuva khona omunye umkhaya izibili keke nawo ubani
hayi mawutsanela sikho bathi uzozwa ilizwi lencane hayi
bathi ubani
hayi wena
okay so you can introduce yourself kubatshela ukuthi kuphi i-office lakho and all that nanokuthi wenzani ne-chief director usebenza kuphi
okay good morning iyasebenza market
yeah
sanibonani yebo njani siyaphila okay as sisithande seshilo uGugu Biyela iphuma ka social development provincial office i-address it's 174 eMears Walk. Okay, lapha ka social development ngisebenza under i-Chief Directorate u-Social Welfare Services and Restorative Services. So mina kwi-program ebizwa u-Victim Empowerment. Ngenezwa ngo-Victim Empowerment. And mass? Okay, so we've got different programs under restorative services. Kuno substance abuse, kuno crime prevention, kuno victim empowerment. So mina ngifollow under victim empowerment. I understand most of you are coming from Ishek to Esther House. Not going to come to Esther House? Okay, and then Abanmakanga, Lifeline, Lifeline. Abanmakanga with the organization. Okay, all right, it's fine, colleagues, but I bring Zaman to Esther House law who follow under our program. Baba reporter a district office basically reporter Tina a provincial office. So basically law colleagues we are very happy our sister department, the Department of Communications and Digital Technologies, but has this opportunity ban train ngiyacabanga you had ama sessions angithi ngiqale wena Tuesday ukuze kube namhlanje ngiyacabanga ukuthi maniphuma la nizophuma seni well equipped nizophuma senikwazi ukusiza nabanye ukuzisiza nani yeah we are very excited as a Department of Social Development ukuthi sikwazi ukusebenzisana namanye ama departments ukuthuthukisa abantu umphakathi wethu ngiyabonga kakhulu sister
Sabonga kuku mshayeleni digital club ngiyasazi ukuthi akayazi mshayeleni digital club kalani ke
she is a champion.
Okay, now we are starting with our program. As you can see today 24 January so namhlanje 24. And so we have one presentation. We have a continuation of digital skills awareness, and then firstly you recap. Miss Linda will make a recap as to say, what have you learned yesterday and the other days? If we are so recap. After that, we'll give Sharon just to give us a brief of how far you are. Then after Sharon, uzobuya Ms. Lindas. As the presentele, as the presentation, written 4.2. Niyabona ngithi nibheke phela so that you pay attention. 4.2. It is presentation of DCDT action plan on combating gender-based violence, what we have done as a department. So she's going to be telling you. Part of it is what we are giving to today. Angithi lo msebenzi siwenza namhlanje is 365 days, even though kuna training is empowerment. But ke sizolandelisana kanjalo, she's going to give us a recap. After recap, Sharon will come in, no Brenda, and then after that, then it's 4.2, which is the presentation of GPP by the department.
Thank you, Ms. Ndamasi, and good morning to our colleague from the Department of Social Development. I'm thankful that you are here with us today. I think it's important that we always have people from the Department of Social Development because the program is a collaborative initiative between ourselves, the Department of Social Development, and also our stakeholders, our state-owned entities, NAMISA, Siafunda, SchoolNet, and all the various stakeholders that participated in the program up until now. So as you know, I don't do the recap on my own. You know that I always have people that assist me. I'm not sure how you feel today, because it's the last day. The energy in the room is very low. I don't know why. Did you sleep last night? Yes. You guys sleep late or did you sleep early? But it doesn't seem like it. You seem very low. Sorry, my phone is too much. Okay. So, Sharon, I need your help, man, because the energy in the room is very low. And I can't work with the energy in the room. What's happening now? You don't want Sharon, you're scared of Sharon. You don't want to exercise. You don't want to exercise. We do. Okay. Some want, some don't want. Let me tell you something, ladies. I want to tell you something. Exercising is one of the things that keeps you young. It keeps you young for many, many years. If you exercise, if you do one thing every day, one thing to move your body, just one thing, you add a year to your life. You add 1 year to your life if you exercise once every day. So yeah, but I can hear people are alive now because they don't want Sharon. Sharon, they don't want you. They are scared of you. Come, Sharon, come. Okay, so while Sharon is coming, I want you to, I want someone from this side, remember? One from this side again, one from the middle, and one from the left-hand side that's going to come and share with us what they've learned yesterday, something that they didn't know, something that they, something new that they've learned, something that they are going to implement after learning. Okay? So you can start thinking about that.
Okay, hi ladies. Hi. How are you? I'm good. Can you please stand up? I'm here. I'm 56, but look at me. I'm 56. Okay, is everyone up? Yes. Okay, this time around,
You're adding 1 year to your life. So the more you move, the older you're going to become.
then key targets. And some of you will be owning peel banana.
Peel banana.
Peel banana. You're not peeling the banana. Peel banana.
Peel banana.
Peel banana.
Peel banana.
Peel banana.
Peel banana.
Chop 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 banana.
Shake banana.
Shake banana.
Shake your body. Shake banana.
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 Drink banana.
Drink banana.
Drink banana.
Drink banana.
Now we are the big bananas, ne? Peel banana.
Peel banana.
Peel banana.
Peel banana.
Chop 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 banana.
Shake 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 banana.
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 Thank you, Shannon. Okay, ladies. So, can I have the person on the side, the first person that's going to come and share with us from the side, please? Okay, there's a lot of talking in the room, but I don't see anybody in front. Anyone that wants to come, they can come to the front but it must be one from each of the rows, please. Anyone that's ready to come and share what they learned yesterday and how they're going to apply it, what they're going to do. So there's nobody, you didn't learn anything yesterday. You did. So come and share then if you did. going to come, I'm going to point to you, and you're not going to like that. So can you please volunteer and come to the front? Otherwise, you're not going to like that. Come, ladies, because we can't have a situation where we don't know if you have learned anything. If you just came and you ate, you just enjoyed the food. The tea breaks and the lunch breaks, that's all you enjoy. So are you going to come forward or must I point to people? Okay, ladies, you have 2 minutes. I'm giving you 2 minutes to decide who's going to come and speak. So you didn't learn anything yesterday. Is that it? Ladies, I'm asking you a question now. Can you respond, please? Did you learn anything yesterday? Yes. So why are you not able to share what you've learned? No. You cannot be shy on the last day anymore. Shyness must be long out of the door now. Because we are on the last day of the program, so you cannot be shy anymore. Can you please come forward, or if you don't want to come forward, raise your hand and I will bring the mic to you. If you don't want to come to the front. Okay, so who's going to speak?
Sanibona, ninjani? Ngiyaphila nami. So, kwesikufunda izolo, I think ngizothatha kakhulu kulokhu bekade kushiwo uSisnosi laphaya. Izolo sifundile ikakhulukazi there is something engiconsiderelela ekutheni esikhathini samanje thina abantu abasha kumele siqale amabhizinisi wethu. We should be, kumele kube yithina ama-entrepreneurs njengamanje. Wabe esesinikeza ke ama-cause esingawenza nezinto esingazenza okuyizona ezisiza ekutheni sithole umsebenzi kalula. Because khona ama-cause esiwenzayo uthola ukuthi awusezi ukuthola umsebenzi uzohlala naye ekhaya ungasebenzi. Wabe seyasho-ke ukuthi esikhathini samanje kuyiyouth kudingeka abantu abanescience. Technology or engineers ama-artisans. Ibona abantu esebadingekayo esikhathini samanje. So thina uma kukhona into ofisa ukuyenza kumele sibheke kulawo ma-courses lawo. Wabe esesifundisa nokuthi lezi zinto esiyibonayo thina manje o-TikTok and everything qhamuka from China. Kungakuhle uma kithina la kungaba khona nje oyedwa ngoba sesiyakwazi okuningi. Siyakwazi nathi ukudila nge-computer and everything. Ngakuhle if oyedwa wethu is doing something like that njengo-TikTok, kube ne-app nje oyenzayo ezimuntu omusha ezosiza ukuthi umnotho uze la eSouth Africa. Kungabe ukuthi basuka ngaphandle bazokwenza imali la ngaphakathi thina sali nalutho bona bayayenza imali bebuyele emazweni abo. So kungakuhle ukuthi nathi sikwenze la eSouth Africa. Okunye futhi wathi lezi certificate singayisebenzisa to build our own profile lezi esizenzayo la njengamanje. For example, angithi sesinaso lapha kaNemisa certificate ezisenza izolo. So we are building our profile each and every day. Uma ususekhaya nje uyahlala phansi uyenza lapha i-test, uyenza i-test lapha uphuma ne-certificate. Ngelinye ilanga uma usudinga umsebenzi noma ufuna ukuthi uyicashe wena, yonke le knowledge esifundayo laphayana uyakwazi ukuthi uapply ngayo, ukwazi ukuthi uphumelele empilweni. Ilokho nje engikuzwile izolo, yabo.
Ladies, that was very pathetic. Very, very pathetic. Please, I really want to encourage you. We need to learn to acknowledge people. We need to learn to encourage each other. She took the initiative to take the mic and to speak. And she basically covered everything that we did yesterday. Yes. She covered from the first presentation to the last thing that we did yesterday. And you give her that kind of acknowledgement. That is not cool, ladies. It's not cool. 1, 2, 3.
She's a champion.
Let's remember why we are here, ladies. We are here to overcome the scourge of gender-based violence. And one of the things that is part of gender-based violence is emotional abuse. It's emotional abuse is a form of gender-based violence. And it's not just done by intimate partners. We as women and as people, we do that to each other every day. We abuse each other emotionally. Yes. And we think it's okay. It's not. It's not. We need to learn to acknowledge each other and appreciate each other and encourage each other so that we overcome this thing that we are trying to fight. Because it's really important, and I want to encourage the lady that spoke. You spoke very well, and you I didn't understand everything, but I know that you covered most of the things because you spoke about the presentation that was done on the digital skilling. You spoke about the presentation that was done by Film and Publication Board in terms of the protection issues, and you also spoke about what you want to do. So I really want to encourage you. What I said to you yesterday is listening is a skill. It's really a skill. And I told you on the first day that I cannot see, I have a disability in terms of vision, but I can hear very well through the grace of God. And I believe that if you listen, you can gain so much insight into things just by listening. So I really want to encourage you to strengthen your listening skills. So let's work together, ladies. It's the last day. Let's support each other, because after this, you're going to still have the WhatsApp group, and you're going to be supporting each other to do other courses. So let's support each other. Let's not break down each other. Let's support each other.
Good morning.
Morning.
And now it's going to be implemented to future skills. So but it is about future skills. They are introducing coding and robotic ey'nganeni zethu esikoleni, whereas othisha bezobe befundisa iy'ngane lento esithina esithola manje sisibadala. So engikufundile futhi ukuthi lo coding and robotic iwona lo usuzobaqhubekisa up to izoqala from foundation phase up to senior phase, of which ingane yakho ngishatshula foundation phase, like grade R, grade 1, 2, 3, is going to get that knowledge afterwards. So the policy about implementing, it's going to help a lot. Me on my own from now on, I'll try, since taking that knowledge, I'll try to like giving a mass sessions, maybe after school, I'll get like 2 to 3 children and try to teach them the e-laptop. I'm a basics now, like how you turn on the computer, what are the hardwares and softwares, isn't just like that. So that when my session I'm school lady, it's going to help them improve. Not fun, now it's all in TV, laptop, what is it?
One, two, three.
She's a champion.
Okay, so she was talking about the digital skills and future skills strategy, and that it is basically the policy that was presented by Nozitbo yesterday from our department, where we were presenting to you the policy on how South Africa wants to ensure that every person in the country, remember she spoke about, she's now also giving you the recap, she spoke about the policy is for school children, it's for people in the workplace, it's for the society, and it's also for business people, for people that's running their businesses or that wants to run digital businesses. So the skills development strategy looks at all those areas, and her input, the person that spoke now, her input was specifically looking at the part that dealt with the children, that looked at how the future skills strategy, digital future skills strategy is going to impact on children. And I really want to encourage you to do what you say. Write it down and start. Everyone that said they want to do something, you must write it down, write down what you want to do, and start. Because if you don't start, you are never going to do it. It's always going to be, and that is the thought for today. The thought for today is that a dream is just a dream until you do something about it. So if you continue to dream, you will always just be dreaming. You will tell people, I dream about living in another province, for example. But until you do something about it, until you start looking for work in another province, you will not live in another province. You understand? So you need to do something about what you said. So then the first presentation was around the digital and future skills, as I said, and she then also explained to us that the strategy will be implemented especially for young people that is out of employment, out of education, and that is not in employment, not in education, and not in training. Because we want to try and get those young people to do digital skills and to upskill themselves in terms of digitally, so that they are able to get employment, get into training opportunities, and get back into school if possible, if they dropped out of school for whatever reasons. So that's what the strategy wants to do. And then she also explained that the strategy is for the entire society. It's for everybody. It's for small children, and it's for old people as well. Because by 2027, remember she still said we only have 2 years left. By 2027, everyone in South Africa, whether you are a child or whether you are an old person, must have basic digital literacy. They must be able to use a computer, a phone, or a laptop basic way. And like she explained now, they must be able to know where to switch it on. They must be able to know how to use it for basic things like writing a letter, doing a CV, writing a shopping list, because everybody don't use it for work, remember? So at home, your granny might be able to do a shopping list, and then she's able to write, or she can even learn and send it to you and learn how to, she can even learn how to do shopping online. Then she doesn't have to go and stand in a queue, struggle with transport, you understand? So that's what we want to achieve by 2027, and that's why we brought the presentation so that you can know. And she also explained to you the skills. Remember, she showed you all the skills that is needed in South Africa. Software development, data scientists, digital entrepreneurship, business-oriented digital skills. Those are the skills that are needed. So when you start looking at courses, you must look at those courses. Not even for your kids, when they want to go and study, they must look at studying in those areas. Then we had a presentation from the Film and Publication Board, the FPB, where she did a presentation on being safe when you are online and when you are looking at movies. Remember, she explained to you the age restrictions. When you are watching anything online or when you are watching a movie, you must look at the age restrictions. She asked you, what does D stand for? Do you remember?
Yes.
What is the D rating?
Drugs.
Drug abuse or drugs. What is the P rating? When you have P. Sorry? I can't hear you. Can one person answer what is P? Sorry?
It's PG.
No, not PG, just P, when it's just P. It's prejudice. Prejudice. It's when they are having content that is racist or that is derogative in terms of disability, or when they are being prejudiced towards someone, when they are having putting labels or having content that's prejudice. And then PG is parental guidance. You all know that one. But remember, she also explained that when it's parental guidance, it doesn't mean that you must leave the child there alone to watch whatever. It means you as the parent must be there with the child. And you must look at for the areas where the child is going to be, where the child is not supposed to be watching, and then you must prevent them from watching that. That's what parental guidance means. So then she asked you a lot of questions from FPB, and she gave you some goodies, and everybody was asking questions because they wanted the goodie, I think, yesterday. And she explained to you that the FPB does safety online, that they provide information about how to be safe online, that you mustn't share. Thank you. No, it's fine. Thank you, that you mustn't share your information with anyone, and that you must also be careful in terms of distributing sexual explicit images online, because if you do that, it's a criminal offense, because the FPB has an act. That is what was the second presentation. And then thereafter, you started with the training, and Sharon then took you through the course, and she did the modules with you, and you did the test. That's basically what we did yesterday. So, is there any questions, anything that anyone wants to ask before I hand over to Sharon? Any questions, any clarity in terms of yesterday's presentations and the input that you got yesterday? Okay, there's no hands. Sharon, you can come forward, please, and then check where we are in terms of the training before we do the GBV presentation. those that were not here yesterday, like Ms. Kubu from BSD, that she at least has an idea of what we did yesterday.
Good morning once again, ladies.
Good morning.
Okay, I'm just going to be quick. We're just checking if everyone is done with the course and everyone got her certificate. Before I go to my system and check the records, I want to hear from you. Is everyone done? It's a question. Okay, Okumuntu uqedile ukuyenza course. So many ngikhuluma isiZulu. Siqedile sonke na?
Yes, we are.
Who's not done? Who is not done with the course? No one in it. So everyone is done. And everyone sent me their certificates on WhatsApp, the ones who are using their phones. Yes or no?
No.
The ones who were using their phones.
Inamba yakho ubani khona. Oh.
Yes, so I was asking Lava, the bayenza phone, and then Lava bayenza laptop here. Bayingakhe ngazanga kubo ngazothatha certificate nge-flash nge-USB. Uyedwa. So masizobiza amagama la angifuna umuntu ozothi Sharona awuzange ungisile masongasazibona, because we all agreed that you sent me the certificate. I need Let me call the names. You will be the ones who are saying yes or no. Okay, so the first person that I have here is Banele Manela. You will say present. Don't say I'm looking at the screen. Say present. On call again. Banele Manela. Nomusa Gaga. Oh, Nomusa by 201. Uywane. Okay, Nomusa Gaga. Mabune Msomi. Tafsile Lutuli. Dolly Makatini. Nomse.
Twice. He said the surname twice.
Nomse twice. So she said twice. So thank you. And then London Asitwane. Precious Novo. Nomtanda Zomkize. Tobega Mutawu. Nomtabego Funega. Nobuzo Atapungula. Mandisa Mudawu. Angiza Asanda Bata. Mobile Njovu. Baitu Mobile Njovu. Mobile Njovu. Papa Duba. Andiswa Mandela. Zandi Lezwane. Cindy Kanile. Nomakosi Dumagunde. Nomkosi. Apologies, it's Nomkosi. I get some familiar with that Nomakosi, so I apologize. Nomkosi Dumagunde. Zandi Leabo, that's why. Zandi Lezaga. Zodwa Kize. Samgedi Sibtelezi. Luyanda Sope.
what she's going to present. Nina okwenu ukulalela bese niyabuza imibuzo. Le document le azoyipresent ye-department ihlangene ne-information ephuma e-proceedings. So uzokwazi ukumchazela kahle yonke into. Ngiyacela lalela. Yile document le presentation yiyo lesilethe la. Okuningi esikwenzile nani, it's because sifuna nithola skills. Kodwa le imqoka kabi because umsebenzi wethu departmentini ukuthi sinike information and esikhulume nge-GBV and also to address issues zeni emakhaya. Mhlambe usista ngasho ukuthi some of the things enihlangabezana nazo which kuma issues ze-GBV gcina nihleli kulezo ndawo ngoba angikwazi ukubayela ngoba mhlambe akunamuntu osebenzayo or awusebenzi. So thina masifaka i-training sifakela ukuthi siya-understand i-situation yakho yokuthi mhlawumbe u-affected nakhona noma ngabe akusho ukuthi uke wabanjwa wadlungile okwenzekani, as long as nje ungekho happy labo ukhona basuka waya kwi-shelter courses nabakubo, then thina sithi labo bantu sifuna bafunde babe ne-knowledge bazokwazi ukuphuma kule nkinga zokuhlala kwi-environment eshisayo. Angithi? So i-reason ke leyo. So ngicela nilalele ke mase-presentwa Miss Leaders, and also akusuki ukuthi just because uzopresenta nge-English so wena awunina nje niyayizwa niyizwa nje kahle nje into ngoba nina niku-TikTok and i-TikTok ikhuluma nge-English. Angithi?
that talks about inclusion and how do we ensure that we include women like yourselves, children, and persons with disabilities. The second thing that informs what we do as DCDT is the National Development Plan. There's a national plan for the entire country that we all have, that by 2030 we have to have certain things in the country for everybody. And this plan is not from government, from DCDT, it's from the presidency. But in that plan, there is also an acknowledgement that we need to deal with GBV. And we need to make sure that people are able to use technology in a way that empowers them. And that's why we also refer to that plan. So you can also go and look at the National Development Plan. There's a whole section in there that deals with the issues of GBV. There's a section in there that deals with the issues of technology and how do we. And then lastly, the one that you spoke about a lot. DCDT is also responsible for developing the Fourth Industrial Revolution report. The report for the country that says how do we go from being analog to digital. But even in that report, we had to look at, in this Fourth Industrial Revolution, how is it going to help if we are all able to use IA and we are all able to use robotics, we are able to do coding, but people are dying and people are being violated. What can we do in terms of using all these new technologies to overcome GBV? So those are the three foundations or the things that informs what we do. Because you always have to have something that informs what you do. And that gives you the vision, that gives you the reason why you're doing things. You can go to the next slide. So in terms of the next slide, now as the department, we have to say, what is it that we are going to do? Where are we going to focus as DCDT? Because we can't do everything. We can't look at the whole entire issue related to GBV. And then what we said is we will specifically look at issues relating to supporting issues that relates to prevention, that relates to reporting, and that relates to economic empowerment of women. Those are the three areas that we will focus on. But we will obviously not only work in those areas, but we will focus on those areas. So that is in the plan. There are various things that needs to be done, but we chose the three things that, and we will also strengthen the work that we do with men and boys, so that we don't leave men and boys out, and we will also work with other partners because we cannot do it on our own. So then we are now going to speak about the plan, the national plan. So the National Strategic Plan on GBV has 6 pillars. And we will be going to each of the pillars and we will explain to you what the pillar is and what we have done as the department and other partners in terms of implementing the pillar. So for you, you need to know what the NSP is, and you need to know each of the pillars. So the first pillar deals with accountability, leadership, and coordination. So it means that even you, in your life, in your organization, in your business, wherever you are, you need to look at, are you looking at how can you support the issues of having someone that takes the lead in your organization, in your home, in your community, that's going to say, we will take the lead in overcoming GBV. So you have to have like an organization or a unit or a structure. So in the department, we have a unit that is the GBYC unit that deals with the issues of taking the lead in how we're going to overcome this. But also, every government department is expected to have a plan. So you must also have a plan and an idea of what are you going to do in your organization or and that plan is called the DCDT Action Plan on GBV. And then lastly, you have to have something that coordinates the work, that helps to coordinate in terms of writing the reports, making sure that you implement the things. And so in this first pillar, it's about bringing government together, making sure that we have the meetings, the structures, the places, the things in place to enable people to deal with the issues. So that's the first pillar, and that is what we have done as DCDT. We are involved in all the structures. We are having a unit in the department, and we are also having a plan to look at how do we overcome GBV. The next slide. So this one is the second pillar of the strategy is about prevention, because we want to prevent GBV. We don't want GBV to be in the country forever. We want to help ourselves to prevent it. And this pillar talks about how do we prevent GBV? What do we do to make sure that we don't have GBV in the country? And every department is expected to look at having campaigns, media campaigns, workshops, raising awareness on how do we overcome GBV. And one of the things that we do is we implement this program that you are part of, which is called the 365-day campaign, where we work with survivors of GBV, where we raise awareness on how they can overcome GBV. Then we also have the South African Broadcasting Corporation, SABC, that does programs on TV where they raise awareness, where they tell you about GBV, where they tell you where you can go, who you can talk to. They have adverts, they have programs on the TV all the time around GBV. We also have the FPB that was here yesterday that does workshops on preventing online abuse and helping you to understand what the implications is if you send naked pictures, nude pictures. Like if you are in a relationship with someone and then the relationship goes sour, you don't like each other anymore, and that person decides to send your pictures that you took when you guys were still happy, when you were still loving each other. Then you made videos and you took pictures of what you were doing together, and then that person takes that pictures and they send it to someone else. So that is a crime now. That is one of the things that the department did with FPB to prevent that from happening. It's now a crime if you do that, if you send those pictures without that person's permission, for example. Then the other thing that we did is we started a program where we go into schools and we talk to children about how to be safe online. We also talk to parents about how do they manage their digital footprint. Remember we spoke about the digital footprint? How do you manage your digital footprint as a parent to avoid your child from being exposed to harmful content? And also, how do you manage your child in terms of the phones? So that is some of the programs that we have implemented to prevent GBV. You can move. Then the third pillar, which is the one where it's about the criminal justice system, and it's about how do we keep ourselves safe by using the law, the legislation, the police systems, and also the justice system. So in this pillar, the important thing is about looking at, we had to go and look at all the laws in the country that deals with GBV, like the Domestic Violence Act, the Criminal Offences Act, and the Criminal Sexual Offences Act. Those acts was changed, and DCDT was responsible for making sure that we have online processes in those acts. Like now you can report online. You can get a protection order via a online system. You can have when you are in court, you can give evidence through a video call as opposed to being in the court. You can, some of the other amendments is you can take someone with you to speak for you if you are not able to talk because you are so traumatized by what has happened to you. You can take someone with you. You can give your statement via a recording of voice recordings. You don't have to just write it down anymore. So this section deals with all the amendments that was made to the laws, and the police stations has a specific section in the police that deals with GBV. They have a unit that specifically deals with GBV. They have in some police stations they have implemented what is called a GBV friendly room where you can go and give your statement. So those are the things that in this pillar is where we work with the departments that deals with security, with police, with justice, and that's some of the things that we do. And for DCDT, the one act that we have is the Film and Publication Act, the PMB Act, which we have changed to include GBV now. If someone shows content of GBV online on a film or in a picture or in a production, that you can then report that because it is basically unless it is for awareness raising purposes, because if it is to promote GBV, then it's basically harming you further. If you are watching something and you've been a victim and you are watching something online that promotes gender-based violence. So that's one of the things that we changed in terms of the FPB law. So this is more around the laws, and you need to go and read all the laws because there are provisions in there that you can use now as a victim when you are being abused in any form or shape. And there's also a recognition now that online abuse is also a crime. It's not anymore just that if you are being abused online, it's not seen as a part of GBV. It's now part of GBV. The next one. So this one is the fourth pillar. This one is on care and support. And here we as DCDT, we don't work directly in this pillar, but we work with social development, and that's why some of you are here, because we work with social development because they are responsible for providing counseling, support, and they manage the shelters and so on. This is more the physical things, the offline things, where you get support, where they support the shelters, they have funding for NGOs and so on. So in this pillar, DCDT only provides information to other departments on how they can use technology to strengthen their services. The next one. So pillar 5 is the one on economic empowerment. And in this pillar, we are expected to have, as government, we must have policies that supports entrepreneurship, that helps people to get training, that gets people to get career opportunities. So this is the pillar where we have done a lot of work because we've done training with survivors on how to start their businesses. We have done this program where we do digital literacy training, where you are trained so that you can have a skill and be able to get out of this, the abusive system. We have developed a sexual harassment policy for the department and for all our state-owned entities so that people are not harassed in the workplace. We have also done dialogues and discussions on how you can use technology in your business, or how you can get career opportunities in the technology sector. So this pillar is about what do we do to ensure economic empowerment of GBV survivors. And one of the other things we also do is we also do training on financial literacy, how to manage your money, because economic abuse is also part of GBV, where you are dependent on the abuser and you don't know how, you don't have any money, you can't get out of the situation. So part of this, what we do here is we also have a program where we work with the South African Post Bank, where they come and they do financial literacy and financial inclusion training, so that you can know how to manage your money and how to get out of economic abuse. You can move. Then this is still pillar 5, am I right? Yeah. So in terms of pillar 5, as you can see, we still have, we do also work with other entities where we do training for people in terms of the programs that we have, like DCDT has a program where we do broadband, where we do digital migration from analog TV to digital TV. So we also train people in those programs, and we try to let them include survivors of GBV so that they are able to also get training in other areas, not just digital literacy, and with other programs in the department. Okay. Then the last pillar is the pillar that deals with research and development and innovation. Now in this pillar, we have developed a portal that gives you access to government services, so that you are not having to go to physically go and apply for things, but that you are able to get it online, and it prevents you from having to spend that money to go and apply. The other thing that we do here is we support the research that is done in terms of looking at how can we overcome GBV in the country. And this one is very important because it's about you also helping us to say what are the other areas where we need to do research, where we need to do, where we can have innovation, what new apps, what new technologies can we come up with to help us to overcome GBV. So that is the NSP. So now what I want to talk about is just quickly in terms of what we want you to do now. So in terms of that's what the department has done, and that's what we've done with other departments. But in terms of this discussion now, we want you to ask us questions around if you didn't know about the NSP, you can ask questions about the NSP so that we can explain it to you further, but also the pillars, if there is any area in one of the pillars where you think we need to do, if you want to give us suggestions about things that we can do differently, what are new things, if you want to share your story in terms of if you have been a victim of abuse and how the system has worked or hasn't worked for you, where do we improve, that's the kind of things that we would want you for us to talk about and to discuss, so that it's not just an answer question session, me answering questions, but it's a conversation, it's a discussion around GBV. Then I also want to indicate that gender-based violence is not just physical, it's emotional, it's sexual abuse, it's economic abuse, and it's online abuse. Those are the forms of GBV. And then in terms of technology, the things that can help for overcoming GBV is applications, where we have applications where you can report your abuse, where you can use your cell phone to record some of the abuse so that you can use it for evidence if you might be in a situation where you are abused. There's also the command center, the GBV command center that you can call, which is a phone number where you can call. There's also the online platform where you can report, where you can apply for a protection order. There is in terms of how technology assists with GBV now. And then lastly, I want to remind us that every 3 hours somebody dies due to GBV. Every 7 minutes somebody is being abused in some form in one of those five areas that I mentioned now. Every 7 minutes some form of GBV is taking place. And I want to encourage us to not use our technology to record these things and to send it, because we are violating that person over and over and over again. If we take videos and we send it around to people, rather use it to help that person to have evidence should they be abused. And we also want to indicate that we do men's dialogues as well. We speak to men in terms of how they can support and how they can also be supported if they should be victims. And we also want to work with men's organizations and with organizations that deals with boys, so that we don't only look at women and girls, but women and girls are still the majority of victims in terms of GBV. So that's the presentation, and I'm going to open it up now for questions or comments, and Tanvi will come and assist with facilitating them. Thank you. So please, if you need, you can even ask in Zulu, but we need your inputs and your questions and comments now.
That chapter is here. Start. She is a champion. Is it convincing, Zake? No. Okay, I start in that. Digital clap. Shut up, sleep, they do.
She's a champion.
That's it. Okay, Siyabonga. Thank you, Petronella, for the presentation. It was clear. I saw that some of you were taking photos. I guess if you do want a presentation, we can share it. I can make it to WhatsApp group, so all of you can get it. If you are on the WhatsApp group, including you, Kuku, we can share with you so that the work is known. And you're not going to keep it to yourself,
Yes.
but you're going to share with other people to say what is the Department of Communication is doing. In fact, the logo or this logo, it will remind you about the department. You are no more going to think about one department, social development. We are very popular here. Okay, now, ngicela ukuzwa-ke abanemibuzo, abanama-comments. Ushilo uPetronella wathi ama-comments wenu azosiza also ukuthi sazi ukuthi nicabangani and yini ugovernment angayenza. Bona nje kukhona i-social development, kukhona i-Department of Communication. Sonke sisebenza lo msebenzi wokuthi sistophe le gender-based violence eyenzakalayo. UPresident akathi ngifuna i-social development yodwa yenze or i-Department of Women. Nayaza ngithi there is Department of Women, Youth and Persons with Disability. Nabo badila ngalo msebenzi sonke. So manje sibona thina senze training la. Siyenza ngoba i-mandate yethu thina as a department is technology. Sikhuluma i-language ye-technology, innovation and all. So ma ukhuluma ngokuthi wena usicabanga, uma ufuna ukucabanga ngathi cabanga nje uma ngabe u-answer uthole i-email. That is us. Yithi esenza ukuthi uthole lezo zinto lezo. Angithi sekukliye ke manje ngoba ifoni uyayithanda ngiyazi. So ngizothi nje manicabanga nithi Department of Communication. So njengamanje i-mandate, each and every department ine-mandate yayo, but yonke i-mandate kufanele ibuye like 10 nenzani ukuqeda le gender based violence engaka ngoba futhi la KZN is even worse. Angazi ukuthi kwenzakalani sometimes ngize ngingafuni nokusho ukuthi ngibuya kule province mangise Gauteng. So ake sizweni ke ukuthi ngithini uma presentile ngicela ubona izandla maniphakamisa ngizothatha one line that side. You ask a question, if it's not a question, it's a comment. A comment yakho can be anything. What are you thinking? Nibancane nje baningake izingane zenu zisenkingeni. Ziyabanjwa kwenzekala nicabangani. Mawuhleli ingane kade ivelelwe inkinga or ifamily yakho uyucabanga ukuthi yini befanele yenziwe. So government ke sithatha yonke lawo solutions enzoza nawo. Solution esifunayo. So ngizoqala la le row thatha izandla. Is that le row today sinesikhathi sonke. Angisengiphasile futhi asithandi rush manje sinesikhathi sonke sofuna ukuzwa ama-comment wenu. Ama-comment wenu ama-comment wenu aba-recorded siyabhala phansi. Into esingayenzi as a department asishare information yalabantu. Asinike i-department even your contacts ukuthi wena ubani ngoba siyazi ukuthi akuvumelekanga lokho. Nangithi niyazi ukuthi khona into eyi-Copy Act. Niyazi i-Copy Act? Shokhona ukuthi awukwazi ukuthi ushare information yomuntu ngaphandle kwemvume yakhe, angithi? So ke ngizothatha imibuzo. Ngizoqala, I'm not pointing you, but ngifuna ukuthi nje kule room ngithatha wonke umuntu obuza Lolisi mayifuna ukubuza. So ngicala ngapha. Ukhuluma nemic. Utayisebenzi mic yakho ikhuluma bethu. Khuluma bethu. Hayi ngisokuza.
So mina bengicela ukubuza ukuthi sithi unale strategy NSP, yeah, it's national strategy. Umuntu ngathi khona abantu uthola ukuthi uyababona ukuthi babuyisana ne-gender based violence. So umuntu if refer to some ama-social worker or something, athi yena abantu social worker, especially futhi most of the social workers ababesifazane, athi ngeke ngizokwazi ukuxoxela lami inkinga yami uzosizakala ngayo noma uzothi mase ngitshele yena bese iyadla inkinga yami kwabanye abantu. Is it possible ukuthi umuntu uthathe umrefer to i-department DCBT?
Okay, walandelayo aqhubeke. Khuluma.
Benginombuzo kade nginawo kodwa uphendulekile ukuthi nabantu besilisa sebebafakile baba yingxenye yayo i-LGBT ngoba abantu besilisa nabo abaningi bayahlukumezeka. Bakhona laba abahlukumezayo nalaba abahlukumezekayo. So mina bese ngine-comment sona umbuzo ukuthi-ke benginalo uthando lokuthi kube khona nabantu besilisa nabo abazothola usizo because bakhona abantu besilisa nabo abahlukumezekayo emakhaya. Kodwa kunzima ukuthi uyabona bekhulume ngoba akujwayelekile emabukela phansi ngoba kuwumuntu wesilisa because umuntu wesilisa kujwayele ukuthi uyabona uyena onamandla. So bamukela phansi mesha umuntu wesifazane ehlukumezeka. Kunzima ukuthi noma eyobika emaphoyiseni because uyahleka kuthiwa hawu ungahlukumeza umuntu wesifazane umuntu wesilisa kanjani. So bakhona kodwa bazivalele because banalo ugalo. So benginalo uthando lokuthi kube khona ukuthi nabo abantu besilisa bafakwe babe yingxenye ukuze nabo bezoba free ukuthi bekhulume. And bengicabanga ama-organizations aba-involve nabantu besilisa nabo bekhuluma ukuthi ungibona nani ngihlukumezekile. So kuzoba easy ukuthi nabanye abantu besilisa bakwazi ukuphumela obala ukuthi nabo bakhulume basho kusizakale nalezi ngane ey'khulayo zazi nazo ukuthi kungabi namahloni ukuhlukumezeka.
Okay. So are you saying ukuthi bafake kulama programs? Njengoba senza
Nabo kube khona
yabe khona. Eyabo oluhlangane nayo.
noma eyabo yodwa khona kuzoba easy ukuthi bekhulume bekhululeke.
Okay, manje senikhuluma nabantu athanda le point. Okay, li-right thinike ilapho. Sizwile nje
ukugcwalisa kulena aseyikhulumile abantu besilisa mabengahlangana nathi bazophinda bacindezelele ngoba phela abazokwazi ukukhipha konke okusesifubeni sabo. Uyabona bazobheka ukuthi hey lo muntu wesifazane futhi kuzoba ngathi bayichekisa.
okay. Sasa ngale line, masiqeda ngapha, sinda ngapha, sinda ngale.
Ngicela ukubuza la njengoba mhlambe nabona le story bese savela ku-Facebook lesasibusiswa. Intombazane. Ngicela ukubuza ukuthi mhlambe ikhona i-problem khona yini enikwenzayo ukuthi umndeni wentombazane mhlambe ukwazi ukuvikela ngoba sicela ukuthi umuntu usibhekile ukubonisa nabo engesosi.
Yeah, that question is also as well. Let me take a role, only this role. Yeah, and then we answer. Who will also come in. Yeah. So, anything that So you are talking about this person that when maybe say as a friend, see that this person is being abused, but the person does not go to court, also does not say anything. Okay, that's how I find it. The second question is, what are the programs that allow men to participate in GBV? There's also a proposal. She's asking government, what are the programs that are there to allow men to participate? Because also those men are faced with gender violence. And some of them can't even report because police are making a mockery of them if they report. As to say, they laugh that you can't come here and report that your woman is abusing. Things like that. You know that. And then there was same as she was talking about this question. There was a proposal to say, can we have separate programs similar to this, but for men? Because they are saying, my question was to ask Petronella if are they saying men can also be together with them? They are saying it's not going to work because men are not going to be free. It's better when they are having their own problems. They are having their own programs and they are comfortable with this program, with the program that they are in as women. I mean, the fourth question was about the guy that killed a woman on social media. His name was Terrence. Lawrence. Yeah. So she's saying, she's asking, what is government doing to assist those families? Because where she is, her heart was painful because of this, of what happened to that girl. But she's now thinking in herself, what is the parents are feeling, and what is the government doing to assist families in that situation? And the last one. In case there is a child that is faced with gender-based violence, but families are not free to report either the parent, the father, or whoever is the mother, what are they doing to assist that child? Because as community, we can see that this child is affected by gender-based violence, but parents or families are not able to report the trait because either he is a breadwinner at home, so it's not they feeling that if they take him or they report him, they take him away, they are not going to have anyone supporting them. That is the reason why Israel was also talking about the economic issues in terms of that it does perpetrate GBV. So she's asking, do we just look at it and keep quiet, or we do something? So social workers must tell people what to do. So those are 5 questions in this room. Once Ms. Linda is done, I will ask you can sit where I'm sitting so that you can closer to the mic.
Okay, thank you for the questions. I think that I first want to start by saying that GBVs are all of our issues. So I think it's important that we get to a point where we realize that and we accept that because and also that we don't wait for a workshop like this. If we are aware of GBV happening in our community, it's our, remember the first pillar that I spoke about, that talked about leadership, accountability and coordination. That pillar talks about the fact that we must all be accountable. We must all take account for what's happening in our community. And we must take the lead in resolving, not waiting for someone else to come and resolve.
the second thing I want to say is that in the third pillar, which is the one on reporting and you can also be held liable. That's the new law. Because of the fact that there's been too many instances where people are in the same home, but it's different families. You know, like two aunties lives in the same house, and the auntie is abusing her children, but the other auntie says it's got nothing to do with me. And so that's one of the reasons why the act has been amended, so that we cannot just sit by and act as if it's got nothing to do with me anymore, because we are all responsible when it comes to protecting our community, protecting our family. So that's the one thing I'm answering the first question about what can we do. You can, obviously the social workers, DSD will speak from a social work perspective, but I'm talking from a legal perspective now, from what the legislation enables you to do now. You can go and report it now. You can, because that's what the law allows now. Before, you couldn't report because it would be, it would not be legally possible for you to do that. So you can report it. Obviously, it will be investigated, and if it is not abuse, then it will be proven to not be. If it is abuse, it will be proven to be abuse. So it's all about whether you have the courage and the willingness to go and report, obviously. The same would apply to the one that, the question about the child that's being abused. Because even the act has been amended now to say that children, people with disabilities, and older persons are more vulnerable, and they need to be more protected in terms of domestic violence or any other GBV issues. And again, you are obligated to report it, especially in terms of child protection, because it's a child. So in terms of the Children's Act, you are also obligated to report any abuse, neglect, or harm that's being done to children. So the first thing is you can speak to the family, to the family. Obviously, if they don't want to go for help or for counseling or something, then the next step would be to report it, because the child's life is in danger. That would be my response to that. Then with regards to programs for men, I think, yes, we take the proposal, because that is what we are starting now. We are doing men's dialogues as DCBT now, but also DSD has a lot of programs that deals with empowering men. There's also a lot of men's forums that's been set up for men that is against GBV now. But obviously it's difficult to have workshops with the perpetrators, because people don't want to acknowledge or say that they are abusive. But we are in the process of looking at programs for men in terms of ensuring that we include them, like I said in the presentation. And then I think those were the questions, because that was direct questions. I'm not sure if I missed anything, but it was about.
Yeah, the last one is for, or you answered first. Yeah, you answered that way. What if you see any?
Yeah, I answered it by saying it's all of our responsibility. Remember, we must start to get to a point where we have compassion again in South Africa. don't even get moved. Oh, and the one about the guy that put it on social media, that the process is obviously it's being dealt with in terms of the criminal system, and then obviously in terms of the social media, that's where FPB would come in, and where the department would come in terms of having that content removed, because obviously it's content that is harmful. So that's the role where the department plays is removing that content, and then obviously working with the social media platform to remove the content. But the investigations and things will continue. But I just wanted to say that that's exactly an example of why I'm saying that we have become immune to GBV. That people even have the, I don't know what you call it, the courage to put their crimes online. You understand? It's like it's not a human that's being violated. And I want to encourage you in terms of raising awareness now that each one of us, everyone in this room, we must ask ourselves, have I become immune to GBV? Is it okay for me to just hear and see people being abused every day? Is it okay? Does it move me? Does it do anything to me? Or is it just fine? Is it okay? Because that's the first thing that we need to do. All of us, that we need to do. That it shouldn't become, for me now, I'm talking about me, it shouldn't become a job. It shouldn't become, that's what I do for a job. You understand? For you, it shouldn't become, I was a victim, so now I don't care about other people because I was violated and nobody cared about me. The fact that you were violated and that you were hurt should now propel you to say, I don't want anyone else to go through what I went through. I'm going to do everything in my power to prevent other people from going through what I went through. Because it was not a pleasant experience. I know all of you that sits in this room that has experienced GBV. It wasn't pleasant. It wasn't something that you want someone else to experience.
Thank you, Putumela. Could you please come in? I think there are some questions that are really directed to the province.
Okay, thanks, Sisi, but Putumela has covered like question number one and number two. I just want to say we encourage, as the Department of Social Development, we encourage that if you see or if you hear that there has been something relating to gender-based violence, we all have to report. Siyazwana with colleagues. Yeah. If you fear for your life, maybe it's in your neighborhood. The other person was saying the social worker is from the area, so you have that fear that the social worker will discuss your issues with the other people. Number one, I want to ensure you that as social workers, we were trained and we have our principles. There is a principle of confidentiality whereby we are not supposed to talk about the other client's issues to the other people. So if you go to the social worker, you must be confident that the information that you share with the social worker will remain between you and that particular social worker. But in any case, if you feel that you don't want to go to the social worker, we have our GBV command center. They have qualified social workers that are working 24 hours. You can call it a toll-free number. The number is 0800 428 428. So if you don't want to go and report to your nearest social development local office, you can call that number. Again, we have, as KZN Social Development, we have our call center. You can also call them. The number is 087 158 3000. But this one is not a toll-free at the moment. It was just established. It's not a toll-free, but you can call and ask the social worker to call you back. Okay, siyasayithola khona it.
Yeah, in terms of the families that are affected, is there anything that the province is doing?
In terms of the families, if there has been a case of gender-based violence or any other case, social development, social workers must be available. We are always available. As soon as we get that there is a case that has been reported, either at the office, either or on social media or wherever, as social development, we need to come in. We provide what we call the psychosocial support services to the direct victims as well as the indirect victims. In this case here, we are talking about a case of a person, of a female that was murdered.
Yeah, she just
So-
she exactly want to know, is there anything that was done with that family? Yeah, because I think, as she's saying, she was
Yeah.
had
Yeah.
to think of that family. If you know, you can share, but
No, let me just check where is the family from, the area. Umlazi. Umlazi.
yeah,
If it was, ufuna ukukhuluma ngawo le case? Oh, okay, let us finish.
Or something else.
Okay. If it was in Umlazi, we have social development offices, emaweleni, W, section W. Bese siba nama social workers. In fact, we funded Lifeline to employ social workers at each police station. So we have victim-friendly facilities in a police station. We have one Emlazi Kwa V police station. We have one Emlazi Kwa BB a police station. So all those social workers, although I cannot confirm Ubuti the family received, but if the case was reported, if the case was well known, social workers would have been provided psychosocial support services. If there was a need for, maybe if the children were involved, then they can assist those children as well. Because if we feel that the children are in, the children that they have witnessed, if we feel that they are not coping in the area that they are, we do make arrangements for those children to be removed and be placed in a safer place whereby they will receive the ongoing therapeutic services kuleyo facility until we feel ukuthi ingane is ready to come into the family within the community. But all in all, I just want to assure you that we do provide services to those victims as well as to the families.
Okay, I start with one. Yeah, usisi nami la ufuna ukusho something then sizoyala phana sizwe abanye lana kule line.
I just wanted to add the number for Childline SA, if you want to call regarding children or if there's anything in relation to children. It's 116, 116 if you need to report anything related to children.
Nizwile namba kithi
So mina bekade ngisebenza esikoleni last year at primary school. So I had a crisis yengane who came to me because esikoleni Africa social worker they hate nowadays. The thing is amani esikoleni yalena. So mani esikoleni ngakwazi ukuthola inamba zami. So kube ne-issue yokuthi ingane yezi izobhebhothela njani yazi uma ubengethu ukuthi uma ubengethu and it was a great problem. So maybe ngizame ukuthinta abase-SOS. So abase-SOS basho ukuthi kunama-social worker adila nalezo zibheka njalo. I think ngingazama ngafona from inamba. Then they say they're gonna call me back. Bengithole i-social worker engidila nalo area because it's not on the office. But then ngicela ukuyibuza mina ukuthi how long is the process ngoba ngiyacabanga ukuthi laba se-SOS bahaya kulo mzali lo yabuya ingane futhi sibuya nama-complaints ukuthi uma senze sesikhulume nendaba social worker kade umama useyisho ukuthi more badly than before. So kwahamba kwaphela unyaka angizange ngize ngithole i-feedback enye yabo yathi ngani ngcono singasakhuluma ngalento waphela uma iyaqhubeka. So ngagcina futhi ngibona ukuthi okay futhi njengoba nama-social worker engabuyelanga kumina angazi ngisho ukuthi asedila nomama yedwa yini isayini. But then ingane ilobe iqhubeke ingitshela ama-stories ingitshengisa nama-scars nayo yonke leyo nto yabo. Kwaze waphela unyaka, makuphela unyaka futhi wafika umama wazocela ama-remove ingane wazisa kwesinye isikole. So njengoba ezise kwesinye isikole lesi amuse kusona singasekhaya vele. Ngaphinde ngahlangana nayo kulo nyaka ngayibuza ukuthi mina hawu yaphinda ngibonisa esiwesi nalesi sasekhaya. So angazi ukuthi ishe kanjalo mhlambe i-addresseka kanjani how long is it take.
Okay, sizocela ukuthi sibuke ama-details basikhulu. Kodwa nje siyabonga ukuthi ulandelele. But ngoba enye into engiyibukayo kusho ukuthi wena wa-refer i-case wangathola i-contact ka-social because bekuzoba lula ukube unalo i-contact ka-social worker ukwenza i-follow up nayo. But seku-too much. Kubukeka sengathi azange wenze umsebenzi. Mangiyibuka although ngingayazi i-case but mangiyibuka kubukeka sengathi umsebenzi awuzange wenzeke ngendlela. Yingakho ukuthi ngizocela ukuthi mas-break-a ungiphe ama-details ayo.
Okay, asizobane ngapha others ngaside.
I just want to say that if you have reported the case and you don't get a response, it's your responsibility to go back and to go and follow up. Unfortunately, it is not that person's emergency. It's just how it is in anything that we do. If you are not going to make it your urgency, it's not going to happen. So if you have reported and you don't hear anything from anybody within 48 hours, at least 2 days. If you reported on the Monday, by the Wednesday you have not heard anything. Thursday, you call, you follow up again, you ask, you just call whoever you spoke to, and please, when you go and report something, anything, whether it's GBV or anything, take the person's name that you are reporting to. The name, the surname, and a number where you can call back, or an email address or whatever where you can follow up. So that you are able to do a follow-up after 2 days, at least 2 days, 2 days maximum. If you haven't heard anything, if they say they will come back to you, then give them 2 days, because if you're not going to do that, it will be a year later and you will still not have heard anything, because it's not their urgency. The hotline for FPB, I think Nosipho mentioned it yesterday, but it's 0800 148 148. That's for where you report online, any online content that is abusive to children or that is abusive in terms of online GBV. Thanks.
Thank you. Let's come to this side now. Let me point hands. Are you fine here? Still thinking? Yani zonile hapo. Number 1, number 2 was really bad. Number 3. Okay. Number 1, number 2, number 3. Is there anyone here? You fine? Or you sleeping? Can't sleep. Color number 1.
Ngicela ukukhulumela ephuzini likasisi. Nangiyena Inga, it was last year. Kube nengane like bumakhelwane wami. So ingane yashonelwa uma, yashonelwa ugogo sihlala naye. like isihlala nomalume. So mayihlala nomalume bekungekho right because bekuthothi isikhathi uthola ukuthi ingane kuzothi wayilale umalume abolekise ngekamero kukhona abantu abenza into engasile at the same time nengane ilele ngale eyintombazane ifunda grade 7 lowo muntu usekhulile. Okay ngilandelele ke esikoleni ukubuza ukuthi kwenzakalani ngilandelela kuzokuba kuthiwa ube nawo ama-social worker vele bazama ukufonela ama-social worker esikoleni bawathole afike futhi azomthatha because babebona nesimo sakho ukuthi asikho right. Bamthatha ama-social worker kwathiwa bazomusa eyihlobeni ngaphezulu. Mefike eyihlobeni mase sengimbona ngikhulume naye ku-Facebook ukuthi hawu usudla lapha athi sengisusiwe ngaphezulu sengisemaqongo. Okay akuphelanga isikhathi esingakanani ngimbone ngasekhaya hawu yini na athi ayisengidlala embali ususelweni sisiphi isizathu esenza ukuthi uhambe uxhumaxhuma because ama-social worker kufanele kubeke endaweni eyodwa ozotholakala ngisho ezoku-check-a akuthole khona. Athi nene agxoshwe mbali athi angazi uxabane nengane yakhona intombazane lengikhuluma ngayo kumanje uhambe ehlala endlini yabantu even isikole akasafundi fuze ngabe kulo nyaka wenza ugrade 9 noma ugrade 10 kodwa ugcine ka-grade 2 no-grade 7. So angazi noma ama-social worker asaqhubeka ukulandelela isimo sakhe noma nawo asevele ayeka because njengamanje akekho maziyo ukuthi uhlala uhambe lala la izolala khona. And okwesibili kune-situation eyenzekile kukhazini wami kwabulawa umnyeni wakhe kukhona iy'ngane ey'ncane endlini. So iy'ngane bezinokuthi mhlawumbe uthi maxoxo uthole sezifaka leyo topic leyo. I think it was 2020 or 2022 noma 2023 ungaphosisi kuze kube namhlanje ingane ayikazi zasiza. So njalo zinakuthi yabo mayidlalo uyazibona ukuthi azidlali kanti nokukhuluma kwazi ukuthi ngizokubulala wena. So uyabona lezo ingane lezo ziyadinga ukuthi zisizakale ngokomqondo. And the other thing eyokugcina naleyo ukuthi as a youth ake ngithi as amantombazane or umuntu osesestage sokuthi ajoyine guys into singayibekezelelini into esibona kahle ukuthi iyasibulala. If ubona nje guys ukuthi this is too much phuma ungaze ube nale nkinga yokuthi usuyabulawa nawe. So ezinye zezinto nathi siyafuna ukuthi zisilandele because awukwazi ukuhlala endaweni obona ukuthi isi-toxic. Uma kuwukuthi uyasaba-ke okay khona ukuthi ujole nomuntu obona ukuthi okay kunzima ukuthi ngihlukane naye umreport hlaba emaphoyiseni after 2 days uyambona emgaqweni yini ofanele uyenze wena as i-youth. Ikuphi esingalekeleleka ngakho nathi ukuze sikwazi ukuthi sigweme ukuthi sihlukumezeke.
Number 2. So when I'm not 3 questions, yes. Who went?
Sanibona.
Yebo.
Mina ngine-comment anginayo umbuzo kuloku sekuthintile emjolweni wethu ophana ngoba okwamanje ngazuthi ophana ababulalanayo. Mina ngibona ngazuthi ngifisa ngathi kuthiwa kwama-organization akhona manje abantu besifazane ungafike sitshelwe nje ukuthi singaleke sitotoswa sitshelwe ukuthi njengoba uhleli leyo relationship yini ohlalele ngoba uzokubulala ekugcineni. Yabo. And okunye kwenzakalayo akuthina sikholelwa kakhulu kubantu besilisa. If ngingasebenzi ngikholelwa ekutheni impilo yami ngeke izoqhubeka ngoba yini khona uyasebenza. Angeke ngikwazi ukusukumela ngimele ingane zami. Hayi ngizokwenza njani ngizophila kanjani ngizele kanjani sukumele lezi ngane and the time ngishawa la endlini
ukuthatha all the hands uyanceda nokubhala ngithi nami